Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Good. I figured we would start the morning off right with a little bit of a message to the, I'll say to the kiddos of the world. This is to the Starseeds. For those that are just waking up, the ones that are waking up to what it is to be a Starseed. I've been getting called with different collectives to share some messages of hope and inspiration from the cards and just seeing what wants to come forward for you right now. So I want to thank you guys for showing up, for being in your most awesome, beautiful, vibrant presence right now through everything that's going on globally and collectively. And I want to thank you for being a part of this. To be a star being can be quite interesting to navigate for all of us. The sensitivity levels, the increase in awareness, for some people contact, different forms of contact with with different galactic beings, waking up to knowing more, having a deep love for the universe, not knowing where it comes from, being a stargazer, feeling like you don't belong, feeling like you're not home and you're looking for home. Understood, very much so. I feel you there. And so as a result, I wanted to bring through a message for the star beings. Okay, for the star beings. So we're gonna work with Work Your Light Oracle deck. We'll start here and we'll work our way to the Muse Tarot. So thank you guys again for being here. Alright, so what say the cards? What say the cards? Interesting, the Fae are coming through. Just to note that there is a connection between the elementals, the elementals and the galactics that wants to come through. To not fear your brilliance, to not fear who you are. They want to kind of come in to soften up and remember that there is a connection. There is a connection between the two. Okay, Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? And then deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. Okay, so a lot of starseeds, indigos are being called into what we would call like a way shower role, or being called into their next level of expression. It's coming online more and more as we're awakening more and more of our DNA. There's very much so an angelic presence in this right now too, in her wings. There's very much so an angelic presence in this, and I feel like it's because we're awakening to all of us, and we weave in between the different aspects and the different codes in our DNA, in regards to who we are. So with how you're being called to step up and lead is to note that there is a there's an entire civilization behind you that's helping you right now, and that's what wants to come through. Is it's like your past, whether it be Lemuria, Atlantis, is standing behind you in your codes. This to me wants me to remind you of your power, your strength, your resilience. With the two lions here, some of you might be awakening to your Lyran DNA, which is cool, which is a big part of the process, is waking up to our Lyran Elohim DNA. But as a result too, we do wake up to some things, and collectively, with what's going on in the 3D systems, is we're playing out a lot of old timelines. And I feel like that's what some of you are awakening to. You might be having visions during dream time, or even in your meditation, about fallen stars. And I keep hearing oracle over again. Like you might be drawn to oracle cards or to readings right now. That's because this happens. The universe places our guides, our teams, our higher selves they put things in our path to help us come further on our journey towards awakening and towards remembering. And so right now, follow that. If you're feeling called, like, I just really want to buy an oracle deck, or like, that crystal looks really cool. Those are the tools that we build to begin connecting deeper. Arcturus is coming through, so if you're, finding people like Daniel Scranton or Arcturian messages, that's normal. Follow that, because some of you might be opening up to your channeling. Someone here might be opening up to the fact that they're remembering that they belong on certain councils or groups, the word that wants to come through is orders and organizations, right? So this is for all starseeds, because when we awaken to the fact that we belong to certain groups, that are part of our soul's journey. Is there might be something connected with you in the Druids, or there might be something connected you with like people like the Knights Templar. You might have a connection to Lemuria, to Atlantis. Follow your call, because there's gifts that are awakening. There's gifts that are awakening to you, through you, for you, by you. And as long as you remember that right now, that's what's gonna help you. Ancient Egypt is coming all up a lot right now too. You might be waking up to your healing capabilities. The way the lights are on in the hands. I want to let you know that we're all healers, and we all have the capability to heal and to transform our DNA through our connection to Mother Earth, through Gaia, through our templates, and through our DNA. So with the priestess energy coming up too, you might be Starseed. You might be awakening to your magic. The priestess is all about the psychic realms, the intuition. These are seers. These are oracles. These are what some would call soothsayers, right? Mediumship capabilities, clairvoyance, clairaudience. What you're doing is you're awakening up your senses to a truth that lies beyond just your form. You're awakening to the formless. I would empower you to say, follow this path. There are some great teachers out there that can help with this. But also, too, a part of waking to the priestess and seeing beyond the veil is that we see everything, and we start to become aware of more of everything. And that's why deep replenishment is coming out right now. Retreat, rest, be held, right? Is because as we are awakening, we need to soften with the self and show ourselves greater levels of compassion, so we can get more clarity, because we don't want to shut down these beautiful abilities that we have. We don't. It's common for some of us, especially if you've got behavioral health things and you've been in the behavioral health field, you've dealt with heavy narcissistic abuse or gaslighting, that will open up and will shut down, right? So just be mindful that the more you rest right now, and the better acquainted you'll become with the cycles of creation, how they work, but how we keep our abilities open, right? Because on this journey, a part of awakening to our psychic senses, awakening to mediumship abilities, clairvoyance, clairaudience, light language, even awakening our DNA, is it does require a lot of rest, nurture, and healing to be able to fully have everything, all of our gifts and abilities online. So right now is very much so a time of deeper replenishment, a time to just be held, rest, trust, be easy and gentle with yourself. There's also too this kind of formation right now of sojourning with Gaia, right? So if you're feeling called into the wilderness, you're being called to go retreat, even to go build a retreat center or go to a retreat, please follow that call. There's something about filling up your cup right now that wants to happen. Community support really will help with this. Interesting. I'm being called to I'm seeing the cactus and I'm thinking of Joshua Tree right now. This came through in the angelic message yesterday too, and I feel like if you're being called to the desert or to a certain region, places like northern Colorado, Utah, right, anywhere in the high desert, maybe even here in Arizona, Sedona, please follow that call. Follow the sun. I'm hearing Follow the Sun by Xavier Rudd, because that is your that's your nature and your nurture calling you home and calling you into a direction. We always want to follow that call and follow that direction. It will help us overall in our journey. It will. Two, giving back. Showing gratitude will really help right now. Thanking your teams, thanking the elementals, thanking Gaia, thanking God, Jesus, whatever you choose to believe in, right, is really going to help right now. It's a part of the relationship that we begin building with our teams. When we build a spiritual foundation, right, which is built within the home, it's where we begin to come into what is our sacred practice. So a part of that, building that sacred practice, is moments of gratitude. It's how we are building this new lifestyle and building our living libraries, is through our DNA. And the ones that are helping with awakening our DNA, showing that gratitude will help. But this isn't about praising. Okay, I had a talk with Miss Destiny last night about this. Is we don't praise our teams, right? We're not sitting here and oh, so you're the only one. We don't want to show praise to them, because we're here, we're the ground crew, we're here doing the work, right? They're here working with us, but creating that gratitude exchange and building that connection will really help. This to me too is also speaking of maybe taking moments too to stargaze will help. Your eyes might be drifted into a certain direction with different star systems, right? Like, so for me, it was always Orion's belt. Like, why am I drawn to Orion's belt? Well, that was because it was awakening a part of my DNA. You might want to go stare at the Pleiades cluster. You might have a fascination with Sirius B. There might even be a certain planet like Mars. There might be a certain planet that you are really getting acquainted with, that you're connecting to, that's going to facilitate an awakening your DNA. Every star system has a star codex that will blast out 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Welcome to star coding. And so as you're staring up into, the offer here, the opportunity is to connect to your star system. I'm seeing Rigel too, Rigel, Mintaka. Find your star and connect to it. Pleiades cluster has been blasting out a lot of codes. Aldebaran is another one. Alcyone. This is how we awaken to our councils and awaken to our light, is through our star code connection. So intend to connect to that star and intend to receive the codes from that star in its highest vibrational form, and begin to build that connection, because you are a bridge between worlds. And a part of being a bridge between worlds is sometimes we are communicators, channels. We collect the codes, we receive the codes, we share the codes with the world. I feel like this is awakening people to their star lineage right now. So ask those questions. What is my star lineage? It might be good to get a reading with someone to discover what your star lineage is. Go out and do some research. There's some really good readers out there that will help you to awaken to your lineage and who you are, to just become better acquainted and more familiarized, especially Akashic Records readers. So please, use your discernment, but this might help you. So we got Ace of Voices and Nine of Materials. Yeah, you're awakening to this new truth from within you right now. It almost seems like there's a connection being built to your connection to source. You might be receiving downloads and insight right now. Follow these downloads, because the journey it's taking you on is taking you to the Nine of Materials. It's gonna promote a very abundant future for yourself. I see a lot of blessings and a lot of gifts coming through whatever this download or this insight is that you're getting. And see, when we start to get downloads like this, especially in the priestess energy, it might not make sense to us at a human level. But what we're doing is, as we're taking action steps towards doing that pathway purpose or working with that download, we're activating higher and higher levels of consciousness from within us. And as a result, we're creating ways to be able to receive in all new ways. I feel like also too is that there's I want to talk about the heart portal. There's something about working with your heart portal, and standing in your heart, firm as your heart, and in your play, that's going to help right now with just the incoming waves of energy. This to me is about downloads, gifts from the universe, and we want to be open to receiving them right now. So Starseeds, if you're calling in funds to open up a research center, or you got that really cool download to build a community garden, there's a lot of that's going through right now, and the universe is saying, just hold on, it's coming in, because you've been putting out the frequency, whether you're aware of it or not. You've been putting out the waves, the signal. You've been the supernova. You've been that star. And as a result, it's now time to receive. That's why this retreat and be held is here. Is it's now, the floodgates have opened. It's time for us to receive. Now, and I'm hearing the floodgates have opened. The floodgates have opened. Like, abundance is here. We just need to be open to it. So affirmations are going to help. I'm open to receiving abundance today. I'm open to the gifts that the universe is offering me today. I am open to greater levels of clarity and truth. This could also be speaking of DNA activations as well. But I am getting an abundance nature. Like, there's a financial nature to this. And I just want you to remain open to that. Also, too, is with the soft pinks, I'm getting soften your energy. Soften your energy, soften your palette. It will help in the flourishing and the expansion of you. There's a lot that the starseeds and the indigos go through on our journey as we're waking up to different levels of mission and pathways. This is being soft-hearted in all of your, soft-hearted and compassionate in your interactions with others, especially with this download. I feel like whatever download you've been getting or you're receiving, channeled insight, come at it with a soft heart. Use your discernment too when you're channeling. There's some kind of basics to channel, taking responsibility for that which we receive and what we send out into the world, right? But there's an offering of beauty that comes your way, an offering of blessings when you open up to your abilities, right? Those blessings will show up in different forms, and that's just the reminder here. Is there anything else that wants to come out? I feel like that's it. I feel like it is a very short message for the starseeds today. So I do know that there are some powerful energies coming through the sun. More DNA awakenings are occurring. We're lifting off some more veils. As a result, right, physical ascension symptoms can occur. Nausea, vomiting, lots of anxiety as our central nervous system is getting pumped with the codes and with the DNA. This is why it's good to rest, to be in deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. And what I wanted to say too is don't act on, don't respond to your emotions. Gift yourself the opportunity to be soft and compassionate with what you're going through right now. The last of these messages is to know you're not doing this alone. I'm going to close that out. Thank you. Is to know that you're not going through this alone, and that your connection to the natural realms, what we would call, some of us call the organic realms, trees, flowers, things like that, the fairy gardens will help you a lot. So connect to plants, leaves, life, connect to life. It's really going to help right now because there's so much happening. We don't want to get caught up, some of us don't want to get caught up in some of the processes that are unfolding, and to be able to shift out this energy that the collective is going through, it will help to connect to your organic process, to connect to the natural realms. Gaia very much so wants to support and has been supporting the shift, and she's a great way for us to soften, to ground our energy, to when we earth, we can get all of our energy down into and through working with Gaia, almost a form of transmutation, because we're actually clearing a lot of transgressions, a lot of guilt, and a lot of power structures, and Gaia wants to help in softening those tones and the tonality of what we're going through and experiencing and what timelines we're washing away. So always, guys, use your discernment, right? Grab a tree, make a friend with the tree. They definitely are here to support and are here communicating us. And they're definitely here right now supporting the starseeds, right? And so if you feel like that you're getting that call home, you're getting that call to adventure a little bit more, to explore, please follow that, because Gaia and her realms are opening up and providing a lot of opportunity for us to connect to more of the animals, to disconnect a little bit from what's going on with the humans. Oh, there's squirrels. And the squirrels there want to remind it's, you know, to remember to play right now through everything. Remember to play, remember to be a little nutty. It's okay, because we all have a few, we're all corkscrews in some way, shape, or form. Being a starseed, being an indigo, being an angelic, being an awakened being, we definitely do feel a little at times like when we're seeing things, hearing things, going through experiences, we feel like we might be alone, or that we're the only one that goes through this or sees this or hears this. I want to let you know you aren't the only one. There are many of you, many crystals all across the world that are awakening right now, to greater levels and to greater degrees of who they are. And so it's gonna require us to play a little bit more. It'll help to shift things out. It'll help to soften the edges, and just be mindful of media, social media. Those things do affect the sensitives. It does affect our DNA. It affects the crystals in our body and how we tune. So just be mindful of those things. You know, it's really, the heartfelt connections right now are what gonna do us a lot of good in opening up to the higher dimensions, in opening up to those pathways where we're not completely getting bobbled and wobbled around by everything. And that's a part of us being a way shower and being a guide, and is that we need those heartfelt connected realities that are deeply connected and really sacred to us. That's what offers us an opportunity to expand beyond that which the collective, many of the collective is experiencing right now. So for us as starseeds, some of our job and journey is to disconnect from those timelines that are, you know, shrinking, collapsing, heart closed, to activate a heart open and heart expressed experience. Because the more of us that hold that pathway, we become the gatekeepers, the bridge keepers of being able to keep those worlds open for all. But as a result, we have to keep our internal portals open. So we have to keep our heart open. What gets your heart open? What makes you feel expanded, beautiful and abundant in all that you do? And what helps you to come back into the form? Is it mudras? You know, do mudras help you? Does light language? Some of us call it speaking funny. With that, is it drawing, dancing, coloring, art? What is your expression to help move energies through the body and awaken more? Follow that, because it's a natural process for you, and your body has a natural rhythm once you come into body to shift things out, and you want to follow that without fear of judgment, or without prejudice, or without guilt and shame, because that is the fluid motion of who you are, and it's a part of your expression, and it'll help you come into body more, because when we're in body, we have a chance to stay here and to do what we're here to do. Because if you are ground crew and you've been working in the higher realms and the higher dimensions, and you've been anchoring the light and doing the do and being the be, right, is we need to be in the body, in the form, all the way in the body, all the way in the form, because what we do here through Gaia is through the form, whether it's anchoring energies, whether it's channeling, whether it's connecting, whether it's building with our physical hands or walking. The form is a part of the experience, and when we learn how to give the form what it needs, the consciousness can catch up to the form, and the form can begin to find a new process for releasing a lot of the old density, for moving through and for getting our beautiful wings online. All right, guys, so thank you so much for coming out, for checking out this reading. I love all my star seeds out there. I love all my Earth School kiddos. We're ready for this. It's built within our DNA. It's that connection with the higher selves, to know what to do, where to be, how to navigate this journey. So please, stars, be kind to yourself right now. Be kind, be compassionate, be loving, and follow your true north. All right. Thank you so much, guys. I love you all, and so it is.